always resonates with me. What always resonates with me is consumer success. Beyond customer satisfaction is consumer success. So anyway, I am seeing a lot of new faces, and I was a bit worried because we have a guest and there's not a lot of Boston Global Center members yet earlier. So I was texting like crazy my partners. But hey, welcome to Boston Global Center Zoom meeting. And this just shows how much influence our speaker does have tonight. Suddenly it's 56. Yes. And we're going international. I see somebody from Brazil, from Indonesia, and it's all over the country. So I'm pretty sure you all are excited to hear that's the journey, the Atomy journey of our guest speaker. I follow, if you haven't been following successful leaders in Atomy, you should be, because how they did it, we can learn so much and we can easily duplicate them. So I've heard her from the Zoom meeting of our Royal Master, Jason Shim. And I really relate with her because she's also from the corporate world. And she is a Star Master, Royal Leaders Club member. And what that means, she earns at least $200,000 a year. I mean, who wouldn't want to have that income, right? So without further ado, I would like to turn the screen over to our guest speaker tonight, Star Master, Royal Leaders Club member, Darlene Kim. Welcome. And I think she's on mute.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
There you go.
It's good to see your faces. Hello, hello. I see some very familiar faces, and I miss you guys. And of course, some new faces too. Oh, thank you for being here. I hope that something I share tonight, is helpful and is meaningful to you somehow. So I have a PowerPoint that I'm just going to share, but it just kind of keeps me on track, of what I want to say, because Atomians, we just have so much to say, don't we? There's so many things we could talk about when it comes to Atomy. So many aspects that we're just so excited about, especially when you have experience and we see there may be some new people here. We want to share because, we want you to do it better than we did. Okay, so some people on here, they've started since the beginning of Atomy when it first came into the United States. And right now, those of you who are joining right now, you have it much better than we did in the beginning. You can go much faster. You have many more resources now. I know some people might think, well, it's not perfect. Let me tell you, talk to somebody who has years of experience here, and we can kind of point out to you what to be grateful for. There's so much to be grateful for in Atomy. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. Let me see here. Okay, can you all see that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, well, you mentioned the other Zoom that I spoke on. I don't want to repeat the exact same thing that I said before, because these days, and that's not how it was in the beginning, these days there's so many more videos, aren't there? We really didn't have a lot of Zooms prior to the pandemic and the new world that we're emerging into. But these days, we do have Zoom and we do have recordings of the meetings. So what I wanted to share with you tonight would be just some topics. When you're active in Atomy, you have something new to say like every week, right? And if you don't have anything new to say, maybe you're not active enough. Because as you're active and get your experience, experience, let me tell you, you always learn something. And then Atomians love to learn and love to teach, right? Because we care about people, we care about helping people. So this is something that I do want to point out before I speak, before any leader speaks. I want you to remember, you know, every leader was once a beginner. Okay, we just didn't join Atomy like this. If you're new and you're just getting started, remember, we all start the same. We all start by registering for membership. Okay, we all start by ourselves. You know, we don't have a big group as soon as we come in. So remember that every video that you see, even Imperial Masters, you know, you watch the Imperial Master videos, remember, they were a beginner at one time too. And everybody has a different story. Now, when I first met Atomy, I was skeptical. I think if you're new here, maybe you're still a little skeptical too. But this is what made me feel much more comfortable. They were very transparent, you know, and then there's this free membership. I saw that there was no risk. They're not going to force me to purchase every month. Even the website was free. I didn't have to pay for a fee for that. And there was no investment to start my own business. As soon as I registered for membership, I could buy directly from the company. That's what I see membership is. You sign up for membership because if you're not a member, you can't buy directly from the company. So that's basically all it is. And as you become a consumer, if you want to start the business, you can start it at any time. In the United States, there's no difference between a consumer membership or a business membership. That's all the same. So I felt very comfortable. I didn't feel scared. I'm like, okay, those are the things I wanted to know. Okay, they told me that. I feel good now. Let me look more into it. Now, I want to point out something that years and years and years ago, Chairman Park told us, he's a visionary. And he saw into the future, you know, a lot of things are just going to go online. He's kind of ahead of his time, if you look into his history. He's a visionary ahead of his time. He started to say, you know, a lot of things are going online. And I started to notice that in society, it was happening. Slowly but surely, it started to happen. And what else started to happen? Reward points. Okay, if you go onto the website, every product we have has points associated with it, right? Well, when I first met Atomy, not all the stores had these like reward programs, okay? They didn't. I think some grocery stores had like sign up for an account, and you know, we keep track of your purchases. I think grocery stores and drugstores started to, like pharmacies and stuff, started to have that, right? Like a CVS or something. So I used to mention that because I said some people didn't want to sign for membership, but then I started to compare it to, well, you sign up for an account with stores, like grocery stores. It's kind of similar. It's just an online store. So as time went on, I mean, clothing stores started to have these reward programs. Then cable companies had like referral reward programs. Now, if you look around, almost every store tells you, oh, if you're a customer, why don't you sign up for an account with our store, right? It's not unusual anymore that a company wants to keep track of your purchases and reward consumers, happy consumers, consumer success, right? So that's how we start as a consumer, buying products, you know, collecting points, kind of trying to understand how the point system works. Now, if you notice, I'll just point out real quick, do you know how the other stores' points work? I remember when a clothing store started to have it, and they gave me a brochure. They're like, oh, if you sign up for an account with us, you know, you get these bonuses. Well, I took the pamphlet out. It was so confusing. And there were timelines too. It's like, well, you can accumulate this amount of points, but then if you don't use it by this amount of time, and I'm like, I don't even understand how this works. And what rewards do you actually get? But in Atomy, you get cash as the rewards, right? So I didn't see it as like a recruiting or anything like that. I really saw it as this, a product referral rewards program. That's what I saw it in the beginning. I see things very basic. We don't get points or commissions from like recruiting memberships or anything. The points are associated with the products. So it's really like a product referral rewards program. Now, do you refer products that you don't like? I hope not. I would never do that, right? So you refer products that you like. Now, we have so many more products these days than we did in the beginning. So recommend the products that you like. You don't have to like everything, but the people I know, we are so impressed with everything. I am so impressed with all the products. And when we get a new product in, I mean, because I have so much experience with the product, I know that product's going to be good, right? When a new product comes out, we have people who order like before they even know what it's about because they know it's going to be the best on the market. And then, then I learned about like, I mean, it really started to hit me that, wow, are you serious? This is unlimited? It's like you can grow a big business. No one's stopping you, right? Nothing's in your way. Plus, it's global. Now, the way the system works, for it to be global, it's like there's no borders, right? When you have a group and you expand your group into another country, it's almost as if that person just lived next door. It's truly a global business. And that matches the world now, right? We live in a global, international world. And I think we have a big benefit if you live in the United States, because the way I see the United States is like an international country. We're like a big melting pot here. So how did I start to describe it to other people? Well, it took a while, right? I tried this way, I tried that way, but basically the best thing that works is share your vision, share your experience, share how you feel about it. Yes, you hear leaders talking. If you don't know what to say, you can borrow what they say. Okay, you can do that. But it's better to be authentic. So people ask me, what is the key to success? I said, well, there's so many things to do and so many aspects of the company that's great, and what we do and what we learn. But if you look at the roots, right past everything, if you look at the foundation, what works best is, well, there's no like one way to say something, right? You have to learn the different styles, get your experience, because it depends on who you're talking to and also depends on who you are. You cannot really act like someone else. You have to be the best version of yourself. So one of the keys to success is to be sincere. Be sincere with what you're saying. And be sincere with your words. Be authentic about your testimonies and what you're sharing. And, that works the best. You may not be the best salesperson or the best recruiter. Sometimes even if you have those skills, that doesn't work as well as just being authentic. And let's say you're new, okay? And let's say you haven't reached success yet. You're like, man, how can I talk to somebody? I'm new. Maybe I'm not making any commissions yet. Well, maybe you're afraid they're going to ask you, well, how much money are you making? like how big is your group or something. Well, you might get those questions, but I'll tell you what I used to say when I was starting out. I did get those questions when I started to introduce the business to people. I said, well, I'm not making that much right now, but I will be. Because one of my mentors told me that. And then when I got that same experience, I said, I really liked that answer. And so I started to use that answer too. And that was true. So I used to point to people who were successful, who had more experience than me. Okay, you could do that because we all need help. And this is a teamwork where we don't do this by ourselves. It's really not an independent business. I know that from maybe Sales Master, it looks like an independent business. But in my opinion, it's really a partnership business is what this is. So daily necessities. Now you're not approaching somebody. I think we're in the right industry, right? You're approaching someone with healthier products that are daily necessities, that are not really extra. Now, sometimes that's not enough, right? Some people say, well, they use something else. And I said, well, the basis of this is it's better. It's healthier for them, right? It works better too. And some people say, well, what do I tell them? Or what do I respond with when they say, I don't have money, right? They're buying these products already. We're just having them switch the brand. And let's say we introduce, they're not really using skincare very much. And then we're introducing this skincare and they're saying it's extra, right? Or let's say they're not taking care of their health and we're introducing some healthcare now to them and they think it's extra. Well, what I found is, they do have money. They are spending money on different things though, right? When they say they don't have money, actually they do have money. It's just that they're spending it someplace else, right? Let's take our E omega 3. Okay, let's say somebody's not taking that yet. But if you break down the price by month, right? Do they have that money? Yes, they do. And they can spend it on something that's going to guaranteed to benefit their health, all right? And let's say, what else are they spending on? Let's say if it's like $7 a month, okay? Let's say if you break it down by month, it's $7 a month. I bet you they're spending $7 a month on like other things, cookies, candies, sodas, something else, right? So it's just getting them to see a different perspective, a healthier mindset, a healthier perspective too. So absolute quality, absolute price. I hope everybody knows that. But also absolute company. Look into it. I want you to see the details. I want you to see the facts and always focus on the facts, right? We don't focus on rumors or get distracted by other things. That's not really good, right? Let's focus on the facts. Look into the facts of the company if you haven't already. I want you to see it because the more details you look in Atomy, the better it gets, the better you'll see it is. We're not trying to hide or smoke and mirrors. We want you to look at the details. There's nothing wrong with this company. I mean, it's so good. It always improves. Atomy just improves and improves. Okay. And the product's so good. We get so many new products now. It's just so impressive. Now, I like to remind people this, your behaviors and your actions, not just your words, okay? Your behaviors and your actions are a demonstration of what you believe. That speaks more than words. Now, we meet a lot of people in this business, right? Not everybody has the same values as you, right? Sometimes it's hard to deal with somebody. They just have different ways, and it's okay, right? People can be different. There's not a right or wrong, right? They're just different, okay? So how are you going to deal with that? right? You don't want to get distracted by somebody said this and they didn't do it, or just words, right? Maybe they're not dependable or something. Now, we've all said words, right, that weren't perfect, because no one's perfect. But I want you to look behaviors and actions. And that's what I do. That really demonstrates what you believe. If you're really interested in Atomy, it will show. You can't hide it sometimes. Even people say words, but if the actions don't match the words, people are going to notice that, right? Nobody's perfect. It's all right. But I want you to know that this is what we look at. So everyone here on the Zoom, you must see something amazing, something you wanted here in Atomy. You know, if you're not decided yet, if you really want to focus on Atomy or not, do your research. You know, talk to more people, because I don't want you to miss this opportunity. And I hear this a lot. You know, people always ask me, well, how long have you been at me? How long is it going to take me to become sales master? How long did it take you? And they try to compare. And I think they ask the question because it's like they're trying to gauge something, right? They're trying to get a handle on it. And I will tell you, how long somebody's been a member, how many years they've been a member really doesn't give you much information. Okay. Some people, they signed up a long time ago, but they didn't actually focus on Atomy. They were maybe just a consumer. I know one of the leaders, she was a consumer for 4 years. Okay, before she really focused on the business. Now remember, some people are part-time, some people are less than part-time, and some people jump in right away as full-time. So just asking them, how long have you been a member, isn't really going to give you much information. Focus on activity, right? It's about activity. If you can't just sign up for a membership and then all of a sudden think that you're just going to get lucky and get pushed to the top, it really doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. And if you're not sure why it doesn't, come speak to your mentor or somebody who's successful. It really doesn't work that way. So I want you to focus on activity. If you want success faster, then you have to be more active. Okay. There is a learning curve when you start. Okay. You got to get that experience. You got to go through the process. Trust the process. You will learn. There's been too many, at this point, there's too many successful people. Okay. We have, and when when leaders talk to each other, it's so similar, the things that we go through. And that's a good thing, because now we know, okay, it wasn't just us. This is the process. Now I have some information. I can guide my partners better. These are a couple things I wrote down because I just wanted to touch on these topics, okay? Atomy prepares us for the future. Oh my goodness. If you think back to the beginning of Atomy many years ago, what they've told us has come true. And, you know, the words and the direction, and Atomy telling us, you know, you need to prepare for your future. A lot of things are going to go online. Please learn technology. I mean, it's true. How many years has Atomy talked about the immune system? And we never really saw that on the news, right? Not many people were talking about the immune system, but Atomy has been talking about it since the beginning. And now Atomy is aligning with this new world that we're entering into. Okay. Anti-inflammation. We've been talking about that too. And that's so important. Those are the foundation of your health. Safe herbals, right? Going natural. Healthier cosmetics. Now there's some other companies coming out with like, we have healthier cosmetics, but I mean, with Atomy's technology, nobody can beat our cosmetics. It's amazing. And healthier products in general. You know, that's why we have customer success. Look at the products. We have the best products, and nothing on the market can even compare. Not just the cosmetics, look at the household products we have. It's really amazing. the healthcare, the supplements, every category is really, really amazing. And rewards for shopping. That's very normal. Okay. And now when we introduce Atomy to people, I mean, I think in the beginning it wasn't as easy as it is now for people to register. But now people register very quickly because they would love to shop and receive rewards. Okay. Extra income, especially these days. I feel like we have this tool in our pocket that we can help so many people in need. We've been helping people for many years, but it's just so meaningful right now. Everyone's looking for extra income because the future is just so unstable. I think we're not going to emerge and go back to normal. We're going to come into a new world. Some people don't want to go back to work as they did before. Now is a time for change. And I hope that we can help people to change their lives for the better. And do you want to retire from a 9-to-5? Now, I don't know about you, but I've heard a lot of people, they want to retire from their 9-to-5 job, you know, and Atomy is a solution for fire. Okay. I don't know if any of you, maybe some of you have heard about this already, but maybe it's like more of a millennial thing. I first heard about it from, I have a little sister, a younger sister, and she first told me about it. And of course, I Googled it and I researched and everything. And FIRE stands for like financial independence, retire early. And when I looked into it, I said, oh my goodness, Atomy is the solution for FIRE. And I hope that we can reach out to more people. Everyone needs Atomy. Now, does everybody want Atomy, or is everybody you introduce going to do the Atomy business with you? No. Even Chairman Park says, not everyone's going to do Atomy with you. Everyone can be a customer of some products, absolutely. But if, it's like we're looking for the people who are looking for Atomy. And if people are looking for financial independence and they're not planning to work into their elder years, right? They want to retire early, or they just want financial security, okay? Atomy is the solution. Now, I know I've said this a few times, and I've spoken to some people about this. If you really understand what we're doing here in Atomy, this is something you can do for the rest of your life. And can you think about your work right now? Would you want to be doing your work for the rest of your life? Most people say no. Some people say, well, it's my passion. I say, good, why don't you do Atomy and then do your passion as a hobby, right? Because you don't want that money worry. But a lot of people go to work for a 9-to-5 job because they're worried about money. Wouldn't you want to do something where you didn't have to worry about money and you're doing it because you love it, right? It's almost like not working, right? If you do something like that. And I hope for the new people, look into it. Start to talk to different people about it and see how they feel. But I feel this is something I love to do. I can do this for the rest of my life. Now, is there only one, like, let's say you're just starting and you're having a hard time and you're like, Darlene, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I will tell you, the beginning is the hardest part. Okay, but the beginning, the middle, right, as you move up different levels, your job changes. That's what's so beautiful about Atomy. It fits with the human being, okay? So you don't have to do that painful part. You just got to get that out of the way. That's just a learning curve. Learning something new is always different, right? We all went through it, but we're here for you. We're here to help you, okay? You're not doing this alone. If you wanted to operate a side business, I think nowadays a lot of people are talking about that. I talked to somebody recently. They were like, yeah, I'm looking for something to do on the side because I spend all my time all day at work. I work full time. What else can I do? You could do Atomy on the side. Not everybody starts full time. Your business will be a partner in a big international business. So this is what I think. Atomy is a gigantic international business, and we are all partners together. You know, when I first joined Atomy, I felt so happy to go to meetings and seminars and be with other people because I really saw it like, oh, this is my Atomy family. You know, that's how I felt. That's still how I feel. But as I move up, as it expands so fast, I'm like, wow, Atomy is a big business, a big international business that we didn't have to invest. You know, let me give you an example. And somebody said they were from corporate too. If you wanted to start your own business, that's a lot of money. If you wanted to start your expand your business internationally, that is a lot of work. That is a lot of work. Okay. Atomy took care of that for us. It still blows my mind. I'm just still so impressed. They're offering us an international business and they're taking care of the logistics for us. It's amazing. We're still expanding. Oh, I just never imagined we can grow this fast. And it just keeps getting better and better. Now, let me talk about teamwork. It is a team, right? Team success. I didn't see it as a bad thing. I was like, good, because I know I'm not perfect. I know I don't have all the skills. I have some weaknesses. I have some strengths. And the fact that when I learned about the compensation plan, I started to learn about the business. I was like, I love that it's teamwork because I can see already, I can do something you can't do, but you can do something I can't do. And if we work together, we can do so much, isn't it? It's like it takes a village to become successful, right? Everybody has these different talents. And it's so amazing. I really love that it's team success. Now, some people say, well, I don't like that it's team success because some people don't cooperate. Well, not everybody will, but you work with the people and you hold hands with the people who can work with you. Okay, everybody's different. There's room for everyone. Okay. And I want to mention this membership. Okay. Think of your downline. I'm sure you have many different types of personalities in your downline. You have different types of members, right? Some members in your downline or in your group, some people just want to be consumers. They signed up for membership because they want to buy directly from the company. Very good. That's part of the Atomy family still, right? And some people are, I used to say business casual, like casual business people, okay? They want to do the business, but they're not like in a hurry. Maybe they're less than part-time. Maybe they just want some commissions every once in a while, but not like in a timeline, right? They're still business people. They're still members. They're still part of the group. They're still part of the Atomy family. And then we have people who are so focused on like, I want to get my money worries out of the way within 3 to 5 years. I don't want to worry about money anymore. I'm going to just go for it. Okay. I don't got time to waste. I want to hurry up. Okay. These are mastership climbers and they're focused on their commissions within a certain timeline. They challenge themselves with a deadline. Okay. They can feel it when time passes by, and they can feel that time passes by fast. And so they organize themselves. They're very diligent. Now, how many of you write to-do lists every day? Many of us, right? Do you write Atomy in your to-do list? Is that part of your list? It should be. We all write to-do lists. We should have Atomy, what we want to do every day. It should be scheduled. What are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do this week? So what your to-do list is really a goal list, isn't it? A to-do list is, these are your goals for today. Same thing. Atomy goals, same thing. Now, some people say, well, no, because that's work, right? And then I have personal. And I'm sure a lot of you heard of this thing called like work-life balance, right? Well, I heard somewhere, and I really like it. There's no such thing as work-life balance. It's all life. And I was like, that's true. It is all life. I might be different from other people, but I can't separate my work and my life, because in my vision, in my perspective, it's all part of life, actually. So you don't have to separate it like that, but I know people are different. And I always say, customize your guidance to the person you're talking to. If somebody really needs that separation of like work and personal, I tell them, get a binder. This is going to be your Atomy binder. Okay. Once it's open, you focus on Atomy. Write things down, because you don't want to be overwhelmed. I don't want anyone to be overwhelmed with Atomy and then it messes up their personal life. Then it's damaging to people, right? We know that Atomy is helpful. So if you have to do that, then really organize yourself. You're not going to be able to remember everything, especially if you're not full-time. Write it down in your book, and then always go back to your book and remember. Now, how many of us have experience where somebody asks us the same question over and over, right? And I suggest, did you write it down in your notebook? Did you open your notebook? Okay. I used to have many notebooks. Now I use a binder, but because I'm still paper. But whatever helps them, right? Customize to their style. But for me, work is not separate from life. It's all life. Okay. So if you have a to-do list, write what you need to do for Atomy on your to-do list. You have the 8 core, you have 8 steps, right? Try to discipline yourself, because it makes it more efficient. But my point here is there's different types of members in our groups, and there's not one that's better than the other. We need everybody, and it's okay. We just have to be accepting of what people are willing to do. But teamwork means a group of people working together for the same goal. And I hope that you have found your team, okay? And we have to accept what category people want to do. If people want to do casual business, it doesn't mean they're going to stay that way, but that's what they choose to do right now. Residual income. This just made so much sense. We do have residual bills. I didn't even realize our bills were residual until it was pointed out to me. I'm like, yeah, that's right. And Leaders Club. The reason I put this here is because now we didn't have a auto sales master pin before, but now we do. And these pins are based on income. Now, we do have masterships, and that's part of it. If you do a mastership, you get the bonus, right? So you do get extra income too. But I want to remind people residual income. Look, money isn't everything, right? It's not. But money is a resource that can help so many people. Not just we're thinking of ourselves. I have partners, they're making income, it's changing their life, helping their family, and I feel so good about that. And if you want to do some meaningful work that you really feel good about, Atomy is the place. If you have any worries, please express it. Ask the question and tell us what your concerns are. because a lot of times the concerns are not real. They're not facts. It could be concerns from past experiences or from another company. And maybe a lot of people, they don't know it doesn't exist in Atomy. Atomy is so unique, very, very different from anything else you've done before, you've heard of before. Just give us the opportunity to point out the facts to you. And it's not just our words. We can go back to the policies. We can show you the compensation plan on the website. Now, the website is the company. We can prove to you about these facts. So just give us a chance. But if you don't express to us your concerns, we don't know that's what you're thinking. So communication is really important. Income goals. Let me back up for a more. Auto Sales Master, okay? Auto Sales Master is so important that they have a pin for it. Now, nobody's really asked me yet. They've asked me years ago when we said, Auto Sales Master is so important. But they said, Auto Sales Master, that's like the first level. Why is that so important? Why isn't like in the middle more important, right? You have from the beginning all the way up to Imperial. If you understand what Auto Sales Master means, it's more than 50% of the way to Imperial if you reach that. Now, maybe some people are casual business people, right? Maybe they're like, nah, I'm not trying to go for Imperial. But if we set every business person, and this is what I do with my partners, every business person, my goal for them is at least Auto Sales Master. Do you know why? That's like 2,000 plus more a month in residual income. Now, maybe they have another job, another career, but if we help people to achieve residual income of like $2,000 a month, that really can change their life. That can change their families' lives. That can change their standard of living, right? And that can help their community where they're going to spend the money. I mean, there's so much that can happen. And I tell everyone, that's the goal. Reach that first. There's nothing hidden. Everything's transparent. But wouldn't you feel so good to hold somebody's hand and help them to get that at least 2,000 extra? I mean, it's so incredible. But yeah, now we have a pin. We have a pin for it. And it's not easy to achieve because they have to go through their learning curve. Okay. They have to get their experience. Okay. They have to maintain, right? Their sales master. So they have consumer groups. Have a lot of consumers at the base, happy consumers, loyal consumers, and then probably some business partners popped up out of their consumer groups. I would say it's very simple. The only thing that's more difficult is it's not easy because it's a people business. Is a compensation plan simple? Yes. The products easy to love? Yes. The difficulty is not with Atomy, actually. It's how do you deal with personalities, right? That's one of the biggest hurdles. So I mentioned that because of income goals. Now, I have to say right here, every group works different, okay? Because your downline may be different from my downline. My upline's different from your upline. My situation is different. But this is something that I try to, for myself and my partners, I try to keep everyone on track, right? I have to do it myself. I have to keep myself on track, and I want to help others keep on track too. Okay, there should be a step-by-step. You can't do a big goal unless you've done small goals first, right? Your small goals will make you stronger, give you more experience, so you can achieve the big goal. So first, step by step, when you introduce someone and you register for membership, they register for membership, they need to try the products, of course. Why else did they sign up if they're not going to buy the products? So they should have a personal PV goal, right? 10,000, 300,000, and then what's next? These are steps that you can teach anyone, and you set them on the right track. If they want to do the business, aren't they here to earn commission? Yes. So have them earn commission within the challenge period. Why do we need to talk about challenge period? Because you're training them, getting used to what challenge periods are. And I like to say, Atomians, when we look at a calendar, we see the 15th and the end of the month, because that's our atomy eyes, right? And then challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to earn commissions weekly. Okay, and then once you've done that, you've achieved your goal, on to the next goal. Make commissions multiple times in a week. And is this your sponsor's job or your upline's job or your mentor's? No. They don't live with you, right? They're not going to be there all the time. You need to keep yourself on track. And this is good for you. A lot of times people are suspicious. And I never understood really why, but some of my partners talked to me and they said they had bad experiences in other companies. They had bad experiences with sponsors. Now, the definition of sponsor probably is different in other companies, but they need to realize, for myself, I can only speak for myself, I guess, that when I guide someone, I'm not telling them to do it for me. I'm guiding them because I want them to do it better than I did. I took longer. I made some painful mistakes, right? If I learned a better way, I don't want them to have to go through the same things that I did. They don't have to. I want them to avoid the pitfalls that slowed me down. So, and in Atomy, remember, if your downline is not successful, then you're not successful. So it doesn't even make sense that a sponsor would want to hurt their partner, right? We want our partner's success. My goal is my partner's goal, to help them reach their goal. Can I be there all the time? No. That's why I tell them, think of your personal goal so you can manage yourself, so you can encourage yourself and challenge yourself for the next step. Okay, so once you achieve your sales mastership, congratulations, right? What's the next goal? To maintain it. Now you know how to do it. Now you're going to do it again. Because the more times you learn how to do it, now you can teach someone else. It's hard to teach somebody else if you don't have the experience. Challenge yourself, get the experience, you will learn a lot. Trust that process. Okay. Oh yeah, I already talked about this one. And this is the reason, I know that it makes a big positive impact on somebody's life, even if they're not a fast mastership climber, okay? It just makes us so happy to see someone reach the auto sales master level, and they might turn into a mastership climber, of course, at that point, because they see more of the vision. Now, how do you get there? Well, one of the things was challenge yourself. If you want to grow, you got to step out of your comfort zone. Okay, I'm not saying to focus on your weaknesses. Where are your strengths, right? Increase your strengths. Of course, if you have some weaknesses, you got to work on them a little bit. But we're not asking you to be an expert. This is teamwork, right? Do your part in the team. Be a good partner. And I always want to remind people, you are a downline, but you are also an upline. So I hope that you take the time to see things from both sides. If you have anyone under you, right, registered under you, if you have a group, if you're doing the business, remember your position. You are an upline to someone else. So it's not easy to understand another person's perspective, but we need to make that effort, okay, and see it from both sides, okay? That way you can understand each other. And focus. It's not about time, it's about activity. The more you focus on it, the more you will learn, the faster you'll go. And constant improvement. A lot of leadership, a lot of your success is going to be by yourself, self-development, self-help, okay? Determination. How many times we ran into a problem, we got discouraged? That's just part of life, right? That's not just anatomy, that's just life in general. So do we need to get over it so we can move on? Yes, we do. Be determined for your personal goal. Now keep that personal goal in your mind. I don't know what that is, right? Maybe your mentor doesn't even know what it is. But whatever your personal goal is, let that be your fuel, that you can be an overcomer. And love what you do. Okay, if you complain a lot about Atomy, if you don't like what you're doing, I don't know how you expect anyone to join you. Okay, love what you do. Have fun when you're doing Atomy. Okay, I remember I really enjoyed coming to meetings and seminars. Did I have disappointments sometimes? If you know my story from the beginning, there weren't any English. Of course I did. There weren't, English meetings when I first joined, right? But I just kept looking at what I loved about it. And if that helps you, I hope that you do that too. Look at the positive of every situation, because I guarantee you'll find something. Here we go. Okay, so you want to talk a little bit more detail. Do we want to look a little deeper? Okay, I'll touch on a few things. If you are new, you have to have faith about your future. Nobody can guarantee anything for you. All right. I used to ask a lot of questions in the beginning. Well, when this happens, what do I do? And they said, well, it depends. And I'm like, no, just tell me what to do, right? It doesn't work like that, because you cannot be someone else. But what I like to do is I help people customize how Atomy can fit into their life, whether they're less than part-time, full-time, they have little kids, or their kids are grown. Atomy can fit into any lifestyle. And our job is to help people see that. So just have faith about the future, because you are in control of yourself. There's nothing to be scared of, right? There's no risks here. Just start to take steps and move forward. Even if you don't know what the next step is, you're not guaranteed if the person you approach is going to say yes or no. Just try, right? Have that courage. Now, remember, I'm a member just like you. I have the same compensation plan as you. I have the same policies as you. If I can do it, you can do it. We're all the same. And we all started off new. I know you can do it. Okay. And remember, if you heard any of my other speeches, I never wanted to speak in public. I never wanted to speak in front of a lot of people. So if you think you can never do a testimony on Zoom, or you can never do a presentation, just try it. You just never know. Okay. You never know what talents you have, or you can do it better than you think you can. And everyone's situation is a plus and minus. Okay, some people, through my experience and the people that I've talked to, some people say, well, that person made success because they have a better situation. My situation is worse than theirs. I think they're looking for a reason why they're not successful yet. And I will tell you, I used to think the same thing in the beginning. There were no full English meetings. There were a lot of Korean meetings. So I used to say, well, they're successful because they speak Korean. Oh, it's Korean products, so it's easier for them. Okay. But as time went on and I started to see the issues that they had in the Korean community, it wasn't as easy as I thought. I thought, oh, Korean product, Korean customer, they're just going to trust it. No. A lot of Korean people in the Korean community at the beginning, they didn't want to use Korean products. They didn't trust it. I said, oh, really? They say you have better benefit than us. I'm thinking they got better, they can do it easier than me. They're thinking I can do it easier than them. They were thinking the same thing. I said, why? You speak English. You're in America. You speak English. You got it better. And I said, oh, this is interesting. And so in every situation, there's a minus, but there's a plus. And in their situation, there's a minus and a plus. So I said, oh, it kind of evens out. So I don't even think it's necessary to spend time comparing and saying, oh, they have it better than me. Because if I talk to you, I bet you I can find an area where you have more benefit than somebody else. And one of the things that I realized too, I only speak one language. Okay. Somebody who speaks 2 languages or bilingual, I think you got it better than me. Because you speak, multiple languages. Okay. English might be a benefit in some places, but I only speak English. You can see it's a minus, right? That I only speak English. So really, a lot of people spend time comparing and saying, oh, and you're limiting yourself if you're saying, well, they have it easier than me. There's a plus and minus in everything. And it's all kind of evens out. You don't actually know their personal situation. It might be really worse than yours. So be grateful for the abilities that you do have and then make the most of it, okay? Nothing's truly stopping your path to success. I know it seems like there is, but that's why I want you to keep in touch, get the counseling, because it just might be perspective that needs to change. Okay. Yeah, I mentioned how it's about guiding people. It's not about controlling people. We're not trying to control anyone when we give suggestions. Okay. It's just guiding people because we care. And we care that you don't take as long as we did, or you didn't have to learn the mistakes that we did. And there's so many more resources now. It's almost like we care that you don't miss your opportunity. And one of the hardest things, remember I was saying it's not the Atomy company. Atomy company is great. Atomy products are great. Okay. And Atomy continues to improve and improve. But one of the hardest things is how to deal with so many people that are different from you. Okay. Maybe you never had this kind of business where you had to interact with so many people. One of the hardest things is to accept the other person's decision. Okay. We cannot control another person. It is up to the individual how much effort they are willing to make. Yes. We say, why don't you see the vision? I see the vision for you. If you just adjust a little bit, you can be more successful, right? No matter how much we do that, it's still the individual's choice. Maybe they didn't see the vision yet, and we have to wait. And we just have to let them know we're here. We have to accept it. And as an example, I'm speaking here today. I can try to influence you, but really you have to be willing. You can reject what I say, or you can accept what I say. So remember, your effort, right, is your effort, and it's really the other person's choice. So is it really painful when they don't want to follow your advice, it shouldn't be if you have that perspective. Same thing with you introducing products to someone or the business opportunity to somebody. They can say no, and you'll feel like, oh, I feel so hurt. No, they can accept it or they can reject it. But remember, it's not permanent. Maybe they change later, right? I've seen that happen a lot. So remembering that I heard this somewhere, and I do it too, because I'm not perfect, right? I tell myself all people are doing the best they can at the moment. And it helps me to be more accepting, helps me to remember I was new before, right? I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I'm still learning too, but we're all doing the best we can. And then we could do better later. So what are you going to do? What choice, what are you going to choose? What is your mindset going to be? Because you're in control of your mind. What are you going to choose? I hope that you just stay positive, you work hard, and you make it happen. All right. So thank you, everybody, for your time and for listening. I really appreciate it. Okay, let me stop sharing here. Get you back.
Wow.
Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry I went overboard, right? Went too long.
Wow.
I tend to do that
Worth
sometimes.
all the time. Wow. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank
Yes.
you.
I've heard you before, but I can listen to you over and over again. You have so much to share, very inspiring, so very practical. You have everything there, from new members, those who just signed up to those who are challenging masterships and who are leaders in their own team. So thank you so much. It was really, really very detailed. I learned so much, and I'm sure the rest of the 70 people who are present right now have heard, I've learned a lot. So, okay. And I